I'm Wendy Vecchi. I'm at the Ranger booth at CHA, or Creativation now, and I want to show you the new detail blending tool, and I want to show you my new archival colors. So we're going to start with perfect cardstock. This is the perfect white cardstock, brand new for this show. It's awesome. It's perfectly smooth. Its stamping on here is absolutely wonderful. Looks great. Stenciling is good. Cardstock embossed well. Today I'm going to show you a stamp. So I'm going to ink this with Jet Black Archival. And I'm going to use the new mini stamp platform and stamp this. The nice thing about this is if you don't get a good image like that, you can easily add more of your Jet Black Archival and get a perfect image every time. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I could get the center even a little bit darker if I wanted to. Now it looks good. I'll take this out of my stamp platform, give it a quick dry. I used archival ink because it's a permanent waterproofing, so when you use that for your stamping, you have the option to use either distress or archival over the top of this, and it's going to be just perfectly fine. So you can see on my cardstock I have a nice crisp image. So I like to take a piece of painter's tape, and that's going to hold my cardstock right on my craft sheet, just a little loop. And now I know that's not going to go anywhere. So this stamp happened to have a coordinating stencil for it. So this makes it super easy to add color. And the reason I wanted a stencil for this, if you try to ink with the big blending tool, it's not going to work. So the stencil makes your life so easy. So the stencil is going to fit right over my stamped image. So what you'll see here is these areas that are open are going to accept the ink, and my flower is protected and my background is protected. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a new color. This is Prickly Pear. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous, kind of a yellowish green. And I'm going to ink my round blending tool, put my stencil back. So the best way to stencil is to press down, twist, and turn. So if you do the swiping motion, you have a chance to go in all these open areas with your ink. So press, twist, and turn, and you're perfectly safe then. So I'm going to keep this kind of light. And that's how easy it is to stencil those. And I'm going to come back and add some shading now. So if I put my stencil back on, and this time I'm going to switch to peat moss because that's going to be a good color. And I'm going to use my little blending tool. Find it. Okay. So I'm just going to swipe it on here, pick up my peat moss ink, put my stencil back on. And if you think about the way the shadows would be, it would be darkest, closest to the flower. So I'm going to work from the stencil and kind of swipe out to add some shading. You don't want to go all the way to the edge. You want to leave a highlight because that's the purpose of this, is to kind of add multiple colors on here and to make it look more detailed. So it's super simple. From your stencil, and just kind of swipe out. You can take it off and look at it. Now you can already see how much detail and how much better it looks than these areas that don't have any shading. So that's why I'm super excited about this little tool. It's a very simple tool, but you'll find you're reaching for it all the time. Okay, so if I put this back on, if I want to add now a little more shading on here, that fits perfectly. So I can swipe up on these areas. And you could take your time and you could add like a yellow on the top, or if you wanted it to look like the flower bud was just starting to open, you could add another little bit of color. So already it looks better. Okay, so now I'm going to ink my flower. This time I'm going to use Bluebird. This is one of the new archival colors too. So now all I have to do is put my stencil right over my stamp. So now what you see, I have my flower area is open, my leaves are all protected, my background is all protected. That little area there is for the flower center. So I could do that first if I wanted to, but I'll just go ahead and do a quick demo to show you how this works. So this is Bluebird. Gorgeous, gorgeous color. So the one thing you want to know about the archival inks is that they're a translucent ink. So if I want to add more shading to this, I can either add shading with the coordinating color, or I can just continue with the Bluebird, which is what this one is, and add some more color. So just like I did with the leaves, I'm going to swipe from the flower center out, and you can see how easy it is to add shading, and look how much better those two petals look. So this is why I'm so super excited about this tool. It just makes your life so easy. Okay, so the other thing you'll see is that this little teeny tiny flower center, if I want to use the big blending tool on here, you're going to see that it pretty much covers up everything, and I really can't see where I'm applying ink. Plus I have the possibility of going through that stencil. So again, this is why I love these tools. And you'll see that once you use it once, you will use it every single day. Trust me, this is what I do. Alright, so now I'm going to add some red geranium. There's my little flower center, and now because I have the detail blending tool, I can just go right in that area and add my color. Super simple. Okay, so what else can you do with these cute little tools? If I wanted to add bling to this, here's a cool trick. Okay, I'm going to switch to the metallic distress crayons. This comes in a 3-pack. This is tarnished brass. It also comes in brush pewter and bronze. So this is the one I'm going to use today, and this is tarnished brass. So what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of water on my craft sheet. I'm going to moisten the end of my little detail blending tool, and I'm going to swipe the end of the crayon. And what you see is you kind of get like a little foamy reaction. I'm not sure if the camera picks that up. It's really kind of cool. You see that? Okay. And now I'm going to put my stencil back on, just because I want to keep my background protected. And I can add bling wherever I want to add bling. So I'll just swipe right over these colors. And this works because I used archival ink, and archival ink is waterproof. So I can add distress right over the top of it, and you can see nothing happens, but I added this gorgeous bling. And I hope the camera picks that up because it's really pretty. Okay. So you want these, trust me, you want this many, and more, because you will love them for every color.